Good morning, Zio here, and today we are going back to the old thing of loot boxes that plagues us even to this day, as a couple of lawyers gear up for quite the battle. Let's get into it, shall we? Now you may be wondering and asking yourself, why is the Krillcast on my screen? What do they have to do with anything? We're talking about the loot boxes, which, by the way, I did another video, I think it was a few Saturdays back, talking more in depth about loot boxes and the NHS, I believe is what it was, and the European countries where they have been dealing with a lot of stuff on the legal side of this. Why I have the Krillcast up here is because they taught me something very, very important that I didn't know about the AO rating on the ESRB. Now, I'm pretty knowledgeable about the ESRB, working electronics for so many years for a certain company that no longer exists and all this other stuff, you know, denying certain cells and other things to people because they're clearly 13 trying to buy a mature rated game, and I'm a dick like that. But you know, it was something that you could get fired for, believe it or not. If you buy a game that is, if you're underage for the rating of the game, a lot of companies, you can be fired for it as if you sold alcohol or something to a minor. I mean, you may not get the legal issues that you would if you sold alcohol to a minor, but it could result in you getting fired. But that's beside the point. The point is the AO rating. Why is that important, and what does it have to do with loot boxes? Honestly, I think everything. It has everything to do with loot boxes. So this video is going to be linked in the description. I encourage you to go check it out because they do hit a lot of points that I am probably going to parrot myself slightly. Essentially, you know, you've got these companies who have members on the ESRB who own said companies or high members of the companies. You know, there are CEOs, CFOs, things like that, and they're on the boards who actually, you know, make these decisions on whether or not FIFA is rated 10 or E10 plus or whatever it is. But I wanted to go into the ratings real quick. Like I said, go check out their video for, you know, a better explanation. That was a video that I personally wanted to do at some point in time, but never got around to it, so I'm glad they did it. Because I did learn a little bit that I did not know, and it's all of the adult-only content here. So when you hear adult-only content, you think of things like, I think Leisure Suit Larry, is that adult-only? I don't remember. The Guy Game, something that's probably Playboy-esque related that's not the Playboy game, because I think that one was mature 17 plus. But you know, a lot of more of the nudie type you know, things and possible, you know, more sexual content and stuff like that. But apparently the adult only 18 plus contains suitable only for adults ages 18 and up, may include prolonged scenes of intense violence, graphic sexual content, and or gambling with real cash. Now, hopefully I'm gonna glance through these real quick and make sure gambling doesn't actually pop up somewhere else, and I totally glossed over it because for surely it's not in the E title, right? Content is generally suitable for all ages, may contain minimal cartoon, fantasy, or mild violence, or an infrequency use of mild language. Yeah, I don't see gambling anywhere else, and of course rating pending is them rating pending, but this right here, you know, the gambling with real currency, which honestly is an angle to take. If you really want to stop the idea of loot boxes, especially since the ESRB already has it set up and a thing, you could technically, I guess, go after them for that. You know, and it's like, listen, you're inaccurately, you know, labeling all these games with loot boxes in them. They're gambling mechanics with real currency. They need to be adult-only rated games. Anyway, but that is not the subject of this thing. Maybe that's a discussion for another day, because we wanted to talk about the lawyers who are, taking on the big boys. So, here we go. A FIFA 20 publisher, EA, hit with a lawsuit over Ultimate Team being classed as gambling. That's why everything else was relevant. Anyway, but... Alright, but there is no but. According to a French newspaper, L'Equipe, I'm not going to even attempt these names. I'm sorry. I'm not French. I can't do it. Anyway, lawyers blank and blank. Actually, that says Victor. I can say that. Victor. Anyway, are taking on FIFA 20 publishers over the potential risk posed with Ultimate Team. The two lawyers have argued that it is essential to a play-to-win mode, which requires players to gamble their money on packs and not guarantee returns on a particular card. Now, see, they tried to do the same thing with Battlefront, right? Star Wars, and there was a huge backlash. I'm just going to assume that those who actually enjoy playing FIFA and stuff don't backlash like the Star Wars fans of gaming. Otherwise, you guys could kind of fix that. We did kind of get ours slightly fixed. Anyway, but that's not enough. Honestly, loot boxes got to go. So these guys fighting a good fight. In this game, everyone wants to have a dream team to go as far as possible. My client spent 600 euros in 5 months without even getting a big player. The developer of these game modes have created an illusionary and particularly addictive system. And yes, it is very addictive. I know for a fact that loot boxes are very addictive, because I'm one of those people who can get addicted to them. This is why I avoid them like the plague. Anything that I do, whether it's a mobile game or anything else, and it has loot boxes in it, and you can somehow drip drop the currency, I wait until I have enough and spend the currency, but I will not actually pay for it with my own money, because the second I link my card to an account, it's just not $1.99. It's just $2.99. Come on, it's $4.99. It's no biggie. It's 99 cents. It'd be all right. And the next thing I know it, I'm going to have no mortgage, or no money for my mortgage, no money to pay my utilities, no money to pay my food, because I am one of those people who will get addicted to one more roll, just as I am with any of those strategy games like Civilizations that is one more turn. Yeah, I will do that, which is why I have to avoid them like the plague. I hate them so much. But anyway, the more you pay, the more you have the possibility of getting big players. We believe that a gambling game has been integrated into the video game because buying packs is nothing more than a bet and is the logic of a casino that has entered their homes. Exactly. I mean, heck, Grand Theft Auto, I think, actually has a casino now. Yeah, you can go and play. But that's also a rated mature game. So, the things are a little bit different with that, because it's just like one age point away from the adult-only rating. I'm pretty sure Grand Theft Auto is mature. Correct me if I'm wrong. If it's teen or something, then let's look at it. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, of gambling with real currency, that could be a problem, because FIFA is rated like E or 10 plus or just E. That could be a big problem. But today, an 11 or 12-year-old teenager can, without any restriction, play FUT and commit money, because there is no parental control system in this mode. Belgium and the Netherlands have already taken up issue, which is true. Belgium and the Netherlands are kind of leading the way with this. As for the parental mode, there are parental modes on systems and consoles and things, and like on phones. like I said, I don't have my card linked to anything on my phone for reasons. But if I did, I could put it behind a password, so if I do go and charge it or anything. So I hate being objective sometimes. Anyway, to prevent like my child or something like that, or you know, you could do that for your child or whatever it is. So if they are playing like, you know, Dungeon Master or something on your cell phone, or you know, Fortnite or COD or whatever it is, they can't spend money without inputting your password. I mean, it is a doable thing. You don't actually have to, you know, have a system in the game itself for it. However, the game does need to list that it has the system in there if they're going to have it, and it needs the appropriate rating as well. And it's like, look, you know, this is an adult-only game because it has gambling elements in it. That's it. I mean, that's all you really need to do at this point. And it wouldn't be so bad, to be totally honest. But the two French newspapers report that two lawyers are hoping to receive insight into the algorithm which generates the distribution of player cards in packs, which we've already gotten several bits of insight into that system as it is. You know, especially with some companies now actually putting, you know, the drop rates to certain things out there and stuff, you know, so you know it's actually a 0.00001% or something weird like that to drop this uber epic thing. But you know, the algorithm, I'm pretty sure it is set up in a way to spoon feed you just enough, because I have seen it on several things where it's going to give you one or just a taste of something near, you know, close, a decent one that's better than the mediocre but not the best, and then you're going to be like, oh, let me try that again. Oh, one more time. Oh, come on, third time's a charm. Okay, this one's going to have it. I know it's been 10 times, but you know, it's just 99 cents. Yeah, that's a good one. One more. That's how it goes. But anyway, there have been definitely reports and articles written up where kids have spent entire fortunes of their family, you know, like 3,000 plus bucks or euros or whatever on these things because, you know, one, they had access to it because it's in a rated E game, you know. Two, somewhat of a parental issue because they did not set up any parental controls if they did exist. Now, I don't know how the parental work on the consoles all that well because I've never really used them. I know how they work on my phone, right? And I know how they can work on other things because, you know, I've set them up at other locations and other stuff like that, but I've never actually had to use my console's parental stuff. I'm just assuming if it works similar to some of the other stuff, you know, that's a parent fault right there. You need to set up that stuff. But also at the same time, there needs to be warning on these games, you know, that, hey, this has gambling in it for, you know, real money for a digital product. You will not see an investment or anything out of it other than a digital product that will be non-usable next year when we release FIFA 2021 or something like that. But Mamando, who is 32 years old, chauffeur, told L'Equipe that he's splashed out 600 euros on FUT packs since the release of FIFA 20. And I know a lot of places have been taking the think of the kids, but adults can fall prey to this too. And I'd like to see more of that, I guess, of people coming out and saying, look, you know, I'm an adult and having this issue. But, you know, it really is. It's just crazy that we're still having to go through links like this, you know, these kind of hoops just to try and do something about it. But yeah, anyway, these games are definitely not rated properly. They should be an adult only rating at this point. I think if they've got any loot box whatsoever, it should be an adult only rating, because at that point it is gambling of some kind. It's mimicking gambling, because, you know, if it was, say, using in-game currency that you can only get in-game, that would be a different story, right? Because, you know, we don't go out there and complain that I used my gil to buy the sword or to buy potions or whatever, but if I had to use my real hard-earned cash to roll randomly and hopefully maybe I'll get an X Phoenix down or something, and I desperately need it because I'm in the middle of a boss fight, and I can use this, you know, in the middle of the boss fight and give up my turn to... Oh my gosh. No! Don't do that. Please don't do that. I think I just scared the crap out of myself. Swear, don't do that. Anyway, but yeah, seriously, they've been they need to be reclassified, or the loot boxes have got to go. Something needs to be done about that. Anyway, let me know what you think about all this down in the comments below, and I will talk to you later. See ya.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.